Hey guys, avsongbird here. I'm back. I'm doing an actual challenge today that one of my friends put forth to me. Hi, Max. So, my friend Maximus Prime recently did, bless you, Jack, recently did the 21 video game tag. I'm not sure if he came up with it himself or if he took it. I think it was from a friend of his. I don't know, I'd have to go look. But he issued the challenge to me, the 21 video game tag challenge. So I wanted to go ahead and do that for him today because I've got a couple of challenges piling up that friends are giving to me. So with as busy as I've been, I haven't been able to get to them all immediately. So I'm trying to hurry up and, get to each of them so that they get their due. So number one of the 21 questions is, what is your all-time favorite video game? I've got a couple that are my favorites, that are my go-tos, that I like to come back to. If we're talking about old-style video games, I love Frogger. I adore Tetris. Tetris is one of my all-time favorite go-to games. I love Super Mario Brothers, especially 3. I really love 3 and all the different worlds on the original NES, Super Mario 3. I love The Sims. I love Guitar Hero and Rock Band. I love Fable. Those are some of my all-time favorite video games, but I think The Sims 3 is a game that I absolutely love as far as all-time video game. I think it's up there along with Medieval from the original PlayStation, so I don't know if my favorite is Sims 3 or Medieval. They're both, kind of neck and neck with me. I love both of them. I don't know if Sims 3 counts as one game because I have all the add-ons, not all the add-ons, but almost all the add-ons. I'm kind of an addict with it. But yeah, those two are my right up at the top. Number 2, what is your current favorite video game? Those of you that watch my channel know I'm kind of addicted to Minecraft, and I haven't posted any of my Sims 3 gameplay. 1, because I'm not sure if my little laptop could handle it, and 2, I'm not sure whether people would actually want to watch the soap opera that is my Sims life. I made a character that has my real name, and then I made a character that's, first name AV, last name Songbird, just to be funny, and then I made a Jen and AV Songbird, just in case you guys ever wanted me to put it on the channel. But current favorite video game, The Sims is up there, Minecraft's up there. If we're talking on console, I really love Fable 2, and Rock Band and Guitar Hero on the Xbox. I haven't got it for the PS4 or anything yet. But those are my current video games that I'm really big on. So, yeah, I like Minecraft because I play it with my stepsons and my hubby, and I play it with friends and stuff. And then when I want to be by myself and fall off the world into my own little world, I play The Sims. So it's a matter of whether I'm feeling social or not. Number 3, what is your favorite video game genre? I love games that kind of let you explore and go out into the world and do your own thing. I love open world survival. It's why I like Minecraft and Fable 2 so much. In Fable 2, you can go follow the quests, or you could go out there and you can do your different jobs and you save up money and you could start buying places and stalls and stuff, and you can build up your wealth that way and, basically become like your own baron of your own little kingdom, and you move up to where you're the king and you rule everything and they call you the king. And, I love open world survival and things that let you explore and kind of do your own thing. I love horror games, but I don't know if I have the guts to play them myself. I love to watch other people play them. I adore horror movies, but part of me wants to play them and part of me is afraid to, because nightmares. And my imagination is not one you want nightmares with, trust me. Number 4, how long have you been playing video games? I started playing video games when I was real young. My mom had an original Atari, and I grew up playing on the Atari and playing on the Nintendo and stuff. I was really, really young when I started playing. I don't even remember how old I was. That's how young I was. Number 5, what's the first game you ever played? The first game I ever played, I know it was on the Atari. There were so many I played when I was little. There was Dig Dug. I think the first I ever played was Frogger. I mean, I love Centipede, I love Dig Dug, I love Frogger, my mom had Pong and the paddles, so you sit there, dunk, 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 with the paddles, and I used to sit and play Pong, and we would get into battles, man. Like, you'd have the Xena warrior yell from one of us while the other one's going, ah! And, we're fighting them back and forth just playing Pong. It was so fun, I loved that. But that's what I love about video games is, everyone brings out their inner warrior and you play, it's so much fun and you forget what's going on in the world. You just sit down and have fun with people, And no matter how old you are, people will sit down and play video games and all of a sudden they're young again. I love that. 6, what is the game? I'm having to remember which one I'm on because being able to talk about video games. It's been a long time since I've had anyone in my life I could actually talk about them with. I mean, my husband and stepsons and I talk about it, but what game have you clocked the most hours into? Back when my husband and I first got together, when we first moved in together, his oldest son came to visit for the summer and got my husband hooked on MapleStory. That was the biggest gateway drug, I swear. No, but my husband sat down and started playing MapleStory. I had never played an MMORPG before. I didn't even know what they were at that point. I mean, I'd played video games, but I'd never played an MMORPG on that scale. I never played WoW. But I sat down and started playing it because my husband and his son fell into it and I hated being, left on my own watching the backs of their heads. So I started getting into it and clocked a crazy amount of hours on it. And we had our guild and we had our t-shirts. I still have my t-shirt hanging in the closet because we all had special shirts made for our guild. Yeah, I rocked this shirt and my shirt's awesome. We all had our characters on it and everything. But I clocked a crazy amount of hours into that game back then. Loved MapleStory. I was an Ice Lightning mage, and it was cool because my husband was a thief, and he'd stand there, and all these people would come in and KS him, kill steal him. And he'd go, honey, I need you. And I'd come into the room, and I'd stand there, and my husband was so cute with his throwing stars, and I'd walk in. And I was wearing a white wedding dress, I had blue butterfly wings, I had my tiara, I was rocking it. I was the Ice Lightning queen, right? So I walk in the room, and all of a sudden, here comes Ice Lightning. Bzzz. I kill 16 characters in one hit, and I'm like, and I walk out of the room and all the guys are like, and leave. And my husband goes, I carry a big hammer. Her name is Jen. And it was so cool, because I sat there and did that and no one could KS him because he had me. I was the backup. But I clocked a crazy amount of hours into that one. And then I think the one game I've lost a lot of hours to Minecraft. I can get lost in Minecraft for days. But I think the one game I've clocked the most hours into, just because every time you play it, it's a different experience. I've lost a crazy amount of hours to Fable 2, too. I've played Medieval so many times, I've lost count. I love games with replayability, so that's part of the problem. And I love time management and stuff, so that's part of the problem. I need things to help my brain work out problems. So, The Sims, I think, when you look at, I played the original Sims, I played Sims 2, I'm playing Sims 3. I like Sims 3 more than Sims 4, so I'm still clocking crazy hours on Sims 3 because screw 4. But I think The Sims is the one that I've lost the most hours to. Just because you can plan out their lives and it's always a different experience, and I take them sometimes and go do one thing, then I take them sometimes and do another, and there's all the different neighborhoods and all the different people and all the different games that you could play one at a time. I've lost a crazy amount of hours to The Sims. 7, what's your longest gaming session? I've played all night before. Hell, I'll start playing The Sims. My husband will leave for work and I'll get all my chores done. I'll get my videos done. I'll get everything done. I'll get writer's block and I'll sit down and start playing The Sims going, I'll just play for an hour until, my brain kicks back in and I can write again. And I look up and it's 3 o'clock in the morning and hubby's coming home or the sun's coming up and he had overtime and he comes walking in the door and I'm like, I'm sorry. But I do that. And I still get all my stuff done, but I've been known to go all night before marathoning playing. Like, hubby and I will sit down, we'll play Minecraft when the kids aren't here, and we'll sit all night and play. Just, why not? It's not hurting anything. It's fun. We're building a kingdom together, goddammit. So I've gone all night before. Wow, that could sound wrong out of context. Behave. Who's your favorite game developer? There are so many developers I like. I'm always looking. I like independent games out there too, that are original, that have an interesting story. I'm a writer. I'm into stories and characters. I don't follow any character developers per se by name. I go where the story is, where the most interesting game is at the time. And some of the time that does lead me to independent game developers because they're so interesting and they feel they have something to prove. They have to prove something to get their foot in the door, to get a foothold on. And me personally, I love game developers that are passionate. You know, game designers that are passionate, that are really into what they do, that love what they do. You know, you could tell through their work if they love what they do or if they were hurried and threw it together just to make a paycheck. I mean, yeah, the pay is important, but it's got to be about the passion at the base of everything. So I don't have a favorite game developer by name because I don't pay attention to that so much as to the game itself. So sorry if that's not a good answer. Who's your favorite hero character from a game? You're gonna laugh. I love the original Medieval from PlayStation. I love Daniel Fortescue. You know, the skeleton guy with the one eye and he's got the worm in the other eye. He's missing his bottom jaw, so when he talks it's because he has no bottom jaw. All the games I've ever played, you know, I've played Battletoads, I've played Mario, I've played Paperboy. I've played video games my entire life. And out of every game I've played hundreds, if not thousands of games, and out of every game I've ever played my entire life, I always remember Daniel Fortescue. And I love that game. You know, I always come back to that one. My mom's pissed because I have it and she doesn't because she lost a crazy amount of hours to that game. She and I and my younger brother used to sit down and play it together and see who could beat the levels the fastest. You know, the three of us loved that game like crazy. Who's your favorite villain? I think from the same game, Zarok, the wizard. He reminded me so much of Jafar at the time from Aladdin. But Zarok, the wizard, just... If you go back to the original Medieval, listen to Zarok's voice and just the character design and his staff and the way he talked, and he was so charismatic. He was so interesting as a character, and the fact that he could shapeshift and just... I loved the level that showed his lab, where it had the globes that were circling around up in his lab, and you go down the spiral staircase carved into the stone, and you know, there's this big thing on the floor carved into the floor, and there's where his book is, and it's a whole library area, and you turn and look behind you, and there's an opening in the cliff wall where the waterfall falls down. I mean, it was just so badass. I loved Zarok and the whole design of it. But like I said, Medieval, I think, is my favorite all-time game. The original Medieval, not 2, because I wouldn't end it 2. Who is your most hated character of any game? I don't know that I hate any characters specifically. I'm honestly trying to think off the top of my head because I answer these off the cuff, you guys. I didn't sit down and write out any notes for these. I wanted to sit and give you off the cuff answers because, Max, I figure that's the kind you like to get from me. I don't have any character from many games I've played that I hate. I don't think. Not off the top of my head. I mean, I love Wizards and Warriors. I love all kinds of games. I don't have any off the top of my head that I hate. What gaming systems do you own? We have an old Game Boy. Don't laugh. I think it's a black. It might be a color. We have an old Game Boy. We have an original PlayStation. We have a PlayStation 2. We have a PS3. We just got a PS4. I'm excited. I want to play Until Dawn, damn it. And I want to play Guitar Hero Live because on the Xbox 360, I love Guitar Hero. I love Rock Band. I do the guitar and I do the drums and I do vocals. I laugh because my younger brother was here one time and my oldest stepson and my younger brother and I were playing. I was on drums and my oldest stepson, who's 21 now, was on the drum. I was on the drums. He was on guitar. My brother was doing vocals. We were playing You Give Love a Bad Name by Bon Jovi, and my brother's drinking. We're sitting there, and it's Bon Jovi, man. I sat there, and I have to sing it when I play it anyway, because it's a friggin' awesome song, right? So we're jamming out, we're rocking, and I'm singing it, and my younger brother, he likes it because we have a picture of him. He's got the microphone, he's on his knees, and he goes, ah, and he looks like a rocker, right? Like a real rocker. And he noticed I was singing anyway, and he couldn't hit the notes. So he held the microphone over to me and had me doing the singing. So he goes, wow, I was a glorified mic stand for that song. And I'm like, yeah, but you did a good job. You were a cool mic stand. But yeah, it was just so much fun. But yeah, we have an Xbox 360, we have the PlayStations, we've got our gaming computers, because my husband and I are more PC gamers than console gamers. His kids are more console gamers than PC gamers, but we all do. But yeah, I think those are all we have as far as gaming. I'm trying to figure out where I am. What was your first game system? My first game system, I think the Atari would count because my mom had an Atari, when I was born. She'd had it for a long time. So my first gaming system was the Atari. I moved up into the NES. Even my grandma had an NES. It was so cool. She and I would play Paperboy, and we'd sit down to play Mario, and we were the people. My grandma used to hold the controller, and she'd go to make Mario jump. And when Mario's dumbass would fall in the hole, she'd go, "Some bitch didn't jump." And I laugh because I still to this day, with the controller, like it's really going to help, and go, I hit the button, some bitch didn't jump. I got it from my grandmother. Because I laugh, people in my family are into games. But yeah, I think those are all the systems we have. And my first system was the Atari. What's your favorite gaming system and why? I love my PC. I know it's not a gaming system, but my favorite place to game is on my computer just because, like with Minecraft. I've played Minecraft on the PS3. I'm gonna play it on the PS4 now because we have the PS3 version, but we have the PS4 hooked up. But, like with Minecraft, I don't know how mods work, if mods work on the PlayStation, but at the same time, you've got so many mods on the computer. I love the Technic launcher. I love, different launchers on the PC. I love my texture pack on the PC, so my favorite gaming system is actually my computer. But, as far as for other games, I play Fable on the Xbox 360 still. I play Guitar Hero and Rock Band. I want to play Guitar Hero Live so bad on the PS4, and I want to play Until Dawn so bad it hurts on the PS4, but I don't have them yet. So my favorite's still either my computer or the Xbox until, everything upgrades. I'm sentimental. It's hard for me to let go of, things I used to love that I got so much enjoyment out of. I hold on to things. Do you prefer to play guy characters or girl characters? I really don't have a preference. I mean, in Fable, most of the time I end up playing a guy character just because when you build up the person's physique, it looks so funny when you've got this huge girl character with no neck. She's all muscle. It's like Xena on steroids, and, But I really have no preference as to playing guy characters or girl characters. I could play either one, and how do I put it? I could play either one and feel like that character and get immersed in that character and get connected with that character, whether it's a guy, whether it's a girl. I've never really looked at it that way. I really don't have a preference. Do you follow, number 16, do you follow walkthroughs or do you play through on your own? I don't watch walkthroughs on games that I want to play until after I've played them. I prefer to get to know the game myself, but that's part of the immersion for me. I like to like when we got Fable 2, my stepson sat down and played it, and my older stepson was here at the time, so he sat down and played it first. I walked out of the room every time he played it because I didn't want to know what I was doing. When I want to play Skyrim so bad, I purposely haven't watched anyone play Skyrim, The Elder Scrolls, because I want to play that one so bad. My aunt absolutely loves the game, told me, "Jen, you got to play this game, it's on your line." So I haven't watched any walkthroughs on that because I like to sink into a game and get to know it on my own level without it being colored by anyone else's commentary or anyone else's opinions. I prefer to do it that way. Because otherwise, for me, it feels like cheating and you're fast forwarding through it and you're not really getting immersed in the story and giving it a chance. And I don't like to rob the developers that way or myself. Because that's part of the enjoyment of it, is the immersion of the experience. Number 17, have you ever been to a gaming convention? No, I've never been to a gaming convention, but I've always wanted to go. I think it would be so much fun to get to go to a gaming convention. I've always been interested in the idea of VR, virtual reality, and the fact that they're coming out with suits now. I'm so excited. And hearing about like the Oculus Rift, I would love to sit down and play the Oculus Rift just to see if it's as immersive as people say it is. And seeing all the new tech they're coming out with for gaming, you know, and bringing it out into the world and doing the virtual reality and being able to do it in the room where you can interact with the game. And all the best tech comes out at gaming conventions, and getting the chance to play that and see what's coming out, you know, at the actual gaming conventions where the developers and the people are actually there for you to talk to. That would be so incredible to get to go and to experience that. And I'd love to take the, you know, my stepsons and my hubby along because they geek out just as bad as I do. 18. What game are you most excited for to come out in the future? I don't think we're that far off from Surrogate's Laugh. Or, what was the other one? There was another movie that came out that was kind of like The Sims. I think it was Surrogates, where you sit in your house and you have this surrogate that's basically The Sims, and it goes out and goes in the real world, and it's basically you. I'm not excited about it coming out because I think it's freaky. I think it's Terminator-esque. But the idea of being able to play The Sims in VR, like on a headset, where you can sit there and you can play The Sims now, and it's gotten to the point where instead of looking down at your sim like it's a dollhouse, you can get behind your sim's shoulder and literally follow them through these worlds. It's so cool. My sim rides around on a motorcycle, and she's a writer. She doesn't really have a job. She's a writer. She writes books for all her money, and she owns half the town. So, you know, going around with her, being able to actually get in their shoes and walk around and kind of live through their lives and stuff, for me, would be really interesting. Because then you could play the what ifs and everything out, and it would just be interesting to be able to put on the headset and go into this other life and see how it goes. And then you can pull it off and go back to your life and appreciate your life more. I know it's not a specific, you know, name or anything. Being able to do that with Minecraft would be fun, and the creepers would scare the shit out of you. If you could sit there in Minecraft and pull on a VR helmet and play Minecraft where you could turn your head like in the Oculus Rift and see it all the way around you, I think would be cool. But that would be cool for any game, Fable. But yeah, stuff like that would be so much fun to do. I would love to do that in a headset. It would be so immersive. And that's so important to what makes video games work for me. What's your best memory of a video game? My parents, I think it was 1991. My mom and my stepdad got married, and it was either 90 or 91. I know it was in August. It was like a week after my grandma's birthday. My parents got married, my mom and my stepdad, at my grandma's house. They had a small wedding. My dad wore his dress blues because he was, you know, Air Force, and my mom wore a cute cocktail dress. We still have the dress. It's adorable. But, my cousin, everybody, all the grown-ups were hanging out in the kitchen and the dining room, whatever, doing their thing. We didn't care. We were the kids. Who gave a crap? So all his kids were, you know, gathered around my grandma's TV with her Nintendo playing Battletoads, and I remember that. God, I was 8. I remember I'm sitting there, I'm all dressed up. I've got this big white bow in my hair. I've got this cute little frou-frou dress on because I'm the flower girl, of course. So I'm sitting there all girled up, and I'm sitting there with my feet out in front of me kicking ass at Battletoads with my cousins, and we're all, you know, killing each other, and the grown-ups think, oh, they're having fun, and we're like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to take you down so hard. And that was the day we found out in Battletoads that you could kill each other, and after me and my cousins and my brother found that out, we never passed a level again, ever. We were too busy kicking the crap out of each other to get past the level, and we were laughing so hard. I remember that is one of my favorite memories from childhood, because we're sitting there and one of us would take and hit the flying thing, and it would come down, and you'd get the stick. And you'd go to take off and fly off on it, and you're like, yeah, I got it first, I'm the winner, right? You're the loser way back there. Well, then they would come up after you on the Battletoad, and they would hit the flying thing, and they would hit the flying thing and knock it down, and then they'd kick the crap out of you for taking it. And you'd kill each other, and we never passed a level. The only reason we went to other levels to be able to play other levels was with the game Genie, and the funniest one was Revolution. Because you'd go to the level Revolution where you were on the pillar that goes around and around, and we'd chase each other around the pillar. Me and my cousins and my brother spent all day chasing each other around the pillar on Revolution, and we were kicking the crap out of each other, and the monsters didn't have a chance to kill us. I cannot remember the last time I laughed that hard. You know, I mean, I laugh that hard all the time. in my childhood, that is one of my fondest memories. Was that day sitting there kicking the crap out of my cousins, them kicking the crap out of me. It was so fun. You know, but, what is your worst memory of a video game? My worst, you're gonna laugh. I love Medieval, Daniel Fortescue, Xerox. You know, finally getting the sledgehammer and going to the Hall of Heroes and hearing all the accents of all the people that you get your weapons from. I loved that game. My worst memory of a video game involves that one, because I got it when the original PlayStation was out. I found another copy of it online because my brother, I think, took it with him when he moved out of the house. So my husband bought me a copy and the save game thing. And thank God we have our PlayStation 2. If anything ever happens to that thing, I am so screwed. Because when we got the PS3, I popped it in there and I'm like, okay, yay, I get to play Daniel again, right? It's on the PS3. It doesn't work on the PS3. And then, because it's an original PlayStation 1 game, it doesn't work on the PS4. Worst memory ever of a video game is the thought that I may have to one day give up Daniel Fortescue. I've played that damn game so many times, it's unreal. But it's so cute. You know, I love him and I love, you know, all the characters in it and the set designs and the way the whole game plays out, and I love the music and I love the lake. That's my favorite ever level in that game, because you slide down under the water and you look up and there's for some reason an elephant swimming in the water. I love that game. So the thought of having to give that game up after playing it for so many years, that's my worst video game memory ever. 21. Which video game character do you see yourself as, or if you had to be represented by a video game character, who would it be? Can I be hot? I've always been the tomboy. I've never been, you know, the girly girl hot chick that everyone's like, hey, you're sexy. You know, so, if I could be any video game character, you're gonna laugh. I would be Harley Quinn. Don't hate me. She's crazy. Oh, yes, she's crazy. And there's nothing she wouldn't do for love. She is certified crazy. But she's hot. You know, she does crazy with style. She's got her outfit. She's got her peppermint bat. She's got, yeah. Harley does it with style. So if I could be, you know, I look terrible in pigtails. If I could be Harley Quinn, you know, that would be awesome. You know, just wake up one of these days in the near future and I look down and I'm like, well, hey, I'm Harley. What am I doing the next 24 hours? Let's go find some fun. You know, let's go start some mayhem. I think that would be fun. But that would be cool to be able to be represented by Harley Quinn. I think that'd be fun. And generally, I'm a Marvel girl, but damn Harley. I have a shirt with her on it around here somewhere. But yeah, the red and black thing, I liked red and black before I realized red and black was Harley's colors. But now everyone says that I do red and black for Harley, and it's like, no, I like the colors first, but hey, if she likes red and black, solidarity. But yeah, that was the 21 questions of the 21 video game tag, brought on by my friend Maximus Prime. Hi, Max. I don't have anyone right off the top of my head that I want to nominate to do this. I think if there's those of you that watch this that would like to do this, because I know there's some of you that want to do challenges and you go, well, no one asks me. I know I don't get as many challenges as I'd like, but I'm starting to get more, which is fun. So I'm going to leave this open to you guys, and any of you out there that want to do this tag, go ahead and consider yourself tagged. I mean, you know, let me know if you're doing this because I tagged you, because it's a lot of fun to do these, you know, and to sit and reminisce about what it is about video games that we love and movies that we love, you know, and part of this is community, you know, it's your guys' channel too. So if you want to consider yourself tagged, go ahead and tag yourself. And another thing is, I don't want to accidentally tag people that have been already tagged. So this has been AV Songbird doing Maximus Prime's 21 video game tag challenge. Hi, Max. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. Bye, guys.